and welcome to Mint. I'm Kaizad Adajania. Morningstar, one of the world's largest mutual fund tracking firms, is hosting its annual investment conference in Mumbai on the 1st and 2nd of November. Today I have with me Grant Kennaway, who is the director at Morningstar for funds research for the Asia Pacific region, with me to share his experiences about tracking mutual funds in Asia Pacific region. Hi Grant, welcome to the show. Can you just start by telling us, something about how investors in Asia Pacific region, other than India, behave as far as the mutual fund investments are concerned? Because in India, you have a lot of mutual fund investors who do not prefer to typically stay invested in mutual funds for more than 3 years or 4 years. Do you see the same investment pattern elsewhere also?
Yeah, so I think the experience varies across markets, and a lot of it has to do with the length of the savings culture and whether there's a big advice industry as well. So I think more developed markets like Australia with compulsory superannuation and lots of mutual fund choice, they tend to be longer term investors. And other markets in Asia and India, if they're not used to long-term savings and don't have an advice culture, I think you see a shorter term approach to investing.
The other thing I wanted to ask you is about the debt fund culture elsewhere in Asia Pacific region. Over here people usually prefer to invest in equity funds as far as mutual funds are concerned, and most of the retail investors typically shy away from debt funds. Do you see the same pattern elsewhere?
Yeah, I think it's only developed over recent years. It has been much more of an equity focus, but I think with the development in debt markets, you're seeing more corporate debt issued, you're seeing more product development with RMB bond funds in Hong Kong and across China. I think that product development means that there's more opportunities for debt investing, and I think the fact that fixed income funds have done so well for a long period of time has attracted interest. So it's part of a portfolio approach, and I think debt funds certainly have a role, and we're seeing a lot more interest in them across the region.
And Grant, lastly I wanted to ask you is that over here, if you see the entire investor pattern, you see more institutional investors money in mutual funds as compared to retail investors. Is this the same thing what you observe elsewhere in Asia Pacific region?
Yeah, look, in other markets, and particularly in Australia, it's you don't have that commingled approach. So you don't have institutional investors investing in the same share class or same product as retail. So I think it is a unique characteristic of the Indian market. In an ideal world, you want to see a situation where you didn't have commingling, but given the depth of the Indian market and the prevalence of investing, I don't see it as a structural issue. But that said, there are different product needs that a retail investor may have from a corporate. They should more likely have a long-term savings culture, and they probably want income as well. So I think product development might be interesting in that space to see what happens.